Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. Today, we're going to talk about two very important topics, time and money. Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. I'm thrilled you're here. This is a really cool topic we're going to talk about today, and one that I mentioned multiple times in our training that we had 2 weeks ago, our big five-day training, and it's important. And so I can see so many of you are here right now, and I'm thrilled about that. So hello to Marsha and George and Maureen and Dana and all the rest of you who haven't jumped in the comments yet. Let me know where you're coming in from, okay? Good. Now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm Belinda Sandor, the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale their VA businesses. And I do this in my free online community, my courses and my coaching programs. And we just scooted over the 41,000 member community, members in our community, which is very exciting. So thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for coming here. And I can see we've got Christiane has joined us, and Pamela and Heather and Tina. Excellent. So many people. All right. Now, this is my free live stream that we do every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. called Lesson from the Cockpit. And the purpose of this is for me to share tactical and practical information about your business, no matter where you are in your journey. Now, we're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So thank you for coming. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'd love for you to click the subscribe button and ring the bell, so that you'll be notified every time we go live. We have free live trainings at least twice a week, often more than that. And our YouTube channel has over 700 videos. So there's a wealth of information over there. Now, today we're going to talk about this whole concept of the value of time, because a lot of times we don't think our time is valuable, and that's not true at all. But before we dive in, I'm going to introduce myself. And please, any questions you have about this topic, any comments, I would love to hear from you. So this is me and my daughter, who, believe it or not, is about to turn 23 in just a couple of weeks. And this was me in 2010 when I was just starting out. And it's funny. I used to talk about this, that my life had taken an unexpected turn. The truth is, I was no longer in my life. I was running on autopilot, and I was just going through the motions of a marriage, of a business, of so many things, and not really invested in my success. And, I saw someone on Facebook earlier, someone I'm connected to. She was angry at someone who was making assumptions about her. She was saying, it took her till she was 49 to shift. And it took me until I was 50. It took me until I was 50 because I was just in the status quo. What I wanted was to be a homeowner. I wanted to be happily married. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be things that I saw people around me doing seemingly easily that I was not doing. I was not able to achieve. Instead of being where I wanted to be, I'm getting divorced. I'm going to be, I'm a single mom. I had to sell my home. I have a ton of debt that I created when I was trying to save my business and my family. And everything was just a mess. And the thing is that I knew that getting a job wasn't going to give me the flexibility or the money that I wanted in order to have the lifestyle I wanted to be a mom. And so I decided that I was going to, even though I had a business that had just miserably failed financially, it was successful in other ways, but not financially, that I was going to do it again. I was going to try a different business, but I wanted to get involved in a service-based business, meaning I wouldn't sell products. And because I had been an admin for years and years and years, and I loved that kind of work, and I felt like I was good at it, I decided that that's what I would do. I would offer admin services to entrepreneurs and small business owners. And, it was amazing how quickly my business took off when I leaned into spreading the word and telling everyone that I knew about it. And when I've been doing it since 2010, And I've had billed over 20,000 billable hours. There's plenty of work out there, plenty of work out there. My students are reporting that when they do what they need to do, which is to tell everyone about their work in a clear, simple way and just really put it out there, that they are having no trouble finding plenty of work. My first client I got at the school bus stop, dads are hanging around. One of them says, "What's new?" And I say, "I started this business." And what's funny is I probably wouldn't have told him if I'd known that he had his own business, but I thought he was I thought he had a job, and he did. But he left a couple months before, and he was dying for help, and he hired me immediately. And the second client I met at a wedding reception in the buffet line, and it's by having interactions like that you meet people, you expand your horizons, and you tell people about your work. Really important. And so the result was that I was able to build a thriving business where for 10 years in a row, I created $100,000 or more in revenue. And I worked with over 225 clients during that 10-year period. And the systems that I developed, the methods that I use to do this is exactly what I teach people in VA school. And I would love to teach you too. So fast forward, looking back, I gotta say, looking back 13 years, with 20,000 billable hours, I never thought I would be where I am today. Never thought. My finances are handled, no more minimum payments, getting by. I have a thriving business that I built one day at a time. I was there for my daughter as she grew up. I can breathe again. I can breathe again. And I married the man I've been looking for my whole life at 60 years old. And this is us on our wedding day in 2021. And I had a dream of owning a home, and this is me with Greg. A couple of months ago, we moved to Virginia with our chickens. And I have to tell you, from where I was at 50 to where I am is at 63 is something that is achievable. It's something that you can have too. But you have to pay attention to your mindset and how you're spending your time and how you think about your time. And so we're going to dive into that right now. So when you're a VA, right, or just starting out and you're not making any money or you're not hitting your financial goals, it seems like common sense to wait until you're making money to invest in your business, right? It seems like it. And even if you have money, like let's say you have a job or you have savings, it feels like you need to be able to deserve the investment that you want to make by being able to have your business pay for it, right? And what you really might be thinking instead of that is that you don't deserve to invest in yourself until you've proven yourself, right? And the problem with this train of thought is that it doesn't consider the money you're losing while you're waiting for the money to start flowing in, all right? So here's an example, all right? You want to attend a networking event to spread the word about your business, right? And you need a business card. You don't know how to design a business card. If you're like me, you're terrible with graphics. And the thought of doing this makes you like break out in hives. Okay. Now you haven't made any money yet in your business, so you can't justify spending money on a graphic designer or another VA who could create the card for you. So you decide you have to do it yourself. Okay. But you're spinning your wheels, you're second guessing your ability, and you're procrastinating, right? So this delays attending networking events. It could be for weeks or months, right? Depending on how stuck you are. And the thing is that you're in this holding pattern of waiting to make money so you can spend the money to make money. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense, right? So you stay stuck, you get discouraged, and you wonder if you've got what it takes to make this business work, right? How many of you have been in that situation? I'd love to hear. I think this is definition of vicious cycle, right? Definition of vicious cycle. Okay, so instead, what if you did this? You hire a graphic designer to create your business card and you pay them $200, okay? You start attending network events immediately, all right? You make connections, get clients, charging them $50 an hour for your services. You build momentum and you build $10 10 hours a week. Okay, bringing in $2,000 of revenue working part-time. Okay, Yeah. So you guys are saying, yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah. Christiane, Dea, Maureen. Yes, absolutely. Marsha, right? So you're billing to, so you hire the designer, you spend the $200, you have a card, you get out at the door, you go and network, and then you have a thriving business that you feel great about, right? So it's important to realize that wasted time has as much value as billable time. All right, wasted time has as much value as billable time. The difference is that you don't reap the financial rewards when you stay stuck. So I can sit at my desk and be worth $90 an hour and not bring any money in because I'm not doing what I need to do. Or I could make a small investment in myself and I could start making $90 an hour, click, 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 right? Click, click, click. So you want to get into action and ask yourself, what's keeping you from taking the next step in your business journey right now? And then reevaluate if investing makes sense, right? And you know, here's the thing. If you're going to bet on something, bet on you, bet on you. You have what it takes to make this work. And there are things that you need in order for that to happen. So I'd love to hear any comments. George says, yes, for sure. Bess says, still feel this way. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And so the thing is that once you shift this, you'll spend your days doing different things, right? You'll say, all right, what's my $60, $70, $50 an hour self going to do? How is that person going to get into action? And it's very different from the I'm not worthy of anything. I'm not making any money. I'm just sitting here. You've got to sit at your desk and not play office. You've got to sit at your desk and say, how am I going to get revenue coming in? Who am I going to tell about my business? What does my business card look like? Think about a website. You don't have to have a website to get started. Definitely. And it doesn't hurt, right? It definitely doesn't hurt. But the main thing is to create those lists of all the people that you know, reach out, be brave, tell them, and spread the word. That's what it takes to start a successful VA business. Okay. So bet on yourself. Yeah. Christiane says, just do it. Here's the thing. We all have voices in our head, right? We all have voices in our head, and we can call it a lot of different things, like your ex-husband, your friend, your mother, right? You can also call it imposter syndrome. And the thing is that you've got to train those voices, and you've got to train yourself not to listen to them. Just because there's a voice in your head doesn't mean it's true. And here's the other thing. You have, what quiets the voice is action. Action quiets the voice. So if you're not in action and the voice is screaming, I suggest two things. One is put someone else's voice in your head. Go listen to a book on Audible. Listen to Jen Sincero. Listen to Mel Robbins. Listen to somebody. Listen to me if that's helpful. Put someone else's voice in your head, okay? And then pick an action step. Sit yourself down and do it all the way, okay? All the way. Yes. All right. That's what it takes. That's how you quiet the voices in your head. That's how you get around imposter syndrome. You have to get into action. There's no way around it. Hold on a second. Do you guys know who Gary Vaynerchuk is? I follow him on Instagram, and he had, if I can get this quickly, I want to tell you this. He posted something this weekend, and I took a screenshot of it because, wait, this is not it. I took a screenshot of it because, oh yeah, I thought this was so great. You can't read about doing push-ups. You have to do them. It's the same thing with the business. You can't read about business success. You can't read about all this stuff. You've got to get into action. You can't read about doing push-ups. You have to do them. Okay. So thank you to Gary Vaynerchuk for that. Okay. So I want to tell you about one more thing before we go. I want to make sure that if you're not a member of the VA Connection Facebook group, I'd love for you to scoot on over there. I mentioned it earlier. I think we have over 41,000 members. I'm going to go check that in a minute. People have been pouring into it. Being a virtual assistant is a smart way to make money consistently. You don't have to, jump through so many hoops that you do when you have a job. There's no commute. I mean, it's just the most wonderful thing ever to work from home and to be self-reliant. So please go on over to the VA Connection, join our group. We have free trainings every single week, and I'd love to have you. Okay, good. All right, so really think about your time, its value, and start walking around with your hourly rate in your mind and look at your next hour, right? Look at your next hour of your life and decide, what does someone who makes 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 or more dollars an hour do with that time? How do they value it? How do they use it? Okay, good. All right, we have all kinds of stuff going on this week. Click that subscribe button on YouTube and I'll see you soon. This is Belinda Sandor signing off. Bye for now.